Welcome to Chat with Andela, a fun speed interview where guests come on and answer a few questions related to the work they do. My name is Masio Rangi. I lead developer relations activities for Andela in Africa, and I'll be your host for today. Our guest now is Arnold Chitwa. Arnold is a senior manager within the partner engineering team at Andela. Arnold, welcome to this quick fire. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Fantastic. All right, let's kick this off. What does a senior manager in the partner engineering team at Andela do?
Basically, I get to lead a team of engineering managers, and also I get to manage a lot of delivery support for one of our key partners at Andela. So that's what I do.
And what does one need to do to become a senior manager in partner engineering at Andela?
Amazing. I would say you'd need to most of the people who are at this level of senior managers, partner engineering, are folks who wrote software extensively at some point to the level of being at least a senior engineer. And then after that, they decided to go on the management track. And then they also got to be influenced by the leaders who are their direct line managers. That means that if you get a good boss, it becomes easier for you to actually make it this far, because they'll mentor you, they'll not give up on you. And then importantly to yourself, the thing that you'd have to do for yourself is you'd have to also still make sure that you're sharing knowledge with the teams. With that, I think, voila, you'd find yourself as a senior manager partner engineering at Andela.
Okay, fantastic. What was the first paid position you ever held in your career?
So in my career, ever, someone paying me for money.
Yes.
Which one? Ever. My first gig to actually get paid out of tech was when I did this website for the Institute of Public Accountants for Rwanda, which was super interesting. And that was the first time I ever got paid for taking this craft seriously. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I think we have an entrepreneur here today. So, Chitwa, what's the one thing you know now that you wish you had known when you were starting out?
I think for me, the hardest part would be to see people leave.
Next question. If you had to pick the top 3 skills that are required in today's world to survive, which would you pick?
I think math skills, because you have to remember how far 1 meter is during these social distancing times, right? If you get that wrong, it could be the difference between you being well or not, right? But in all seriousness, I have this acronym that I use to answer this question, and the acronym is DISCO, just like the word discotheque. So for me, 3 things have always stood out for me. And that's discipline, sacrifice, and commitment. Every single time I have managed to be disciplined enough to follow through with what I'm doing, right? And I've committed to it, and I've sacrificed every other thing that I would have been doing at that particular time. I've ended up really having good focus and succeeding.
That's amazing. I'm also learning from you. Fantastic. All right. So before the pandemic that saw us fully work remotely from home, when we were going to the office, what is one thing you always looked forward to at work?
I think the sense of epic people, working with epic people, right? Right now, it's so crazy that you'd have a neighbor shout at the top of their lungs, right? Oh, or something of the sort. But at work, if someone shouted, you'd be yeah, something a certain team is celebrating something great. Sometimes you step out of your house, you think it's really serious, and it's something else. So that's something that I look forward to hang out with more epic people. I'm not hating on my neighbors, but sometimes they can be too excited. It's yeah.
Now, back to your career. For someone who's listening now and they want to have a career like yours, how would you suggest very briefly they go about it?
I would say first things first, get your engineering part clamped down. It does not begin until you are a very good software engineer. Secondly, you need to network. You need to be agile enough to, push yourself, because the industry is also very dynamic, and you have to have that hunger of needing more and more. That, I think, would be a good ingredient to get you to some of the places that I've been able to reach.
So, Chitwa, how do you deal with failure?
To be honest, that is usually very hard, but I try as much as possible, to dust myself up and just try again, right? And I really try to learn, and out of that, it becomes easier, not to repeat the same mistakes. So that's my formula.
Fantastic. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your current productivity when working from home?
I would put it at a solid 6, and if I push myself, 7 or 8 at most.
And I must say you're doing really well given the situation and the pandemic that's currently happening. So the next question: how would you, in 2 words, describe your first day at Andela?
Wow, I think it would have to be positively stunned. Uh-huh. Positively stunned. I think so. Yeah, that would be it. Yeah. All right. I was in wow. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. More to your more mentorship and growth path. When did you last have a session with your mentor or mentors?
Last week. I had a session with them last week. And you want to do good, you can't live without them. So they have to be really close. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Chitwa. That has been amazing for the first section of our Chats with Andela. Now on to our second segment, which is a quick fire. So let's hear your thoughts on this. All right. So the second part of our Chats with Andela is more of fun questions. It's called the hit or miss segment. So here we go, Chitwa. Number 1. Company provided feeding, hit or miss?
Oh, hit.
Traveling to work?
Hit.
Dating a colleague?
Miss.
Work friendships?
Hit.
What about town hall meetings?
Oh, miss.
Office parties?
Hit.
What about hackathons in tech?
Hit.
Secret Santa in the office?
Hit.
Team offsites?
Hit.
Here's a tricky one. Performance review cycles?
Capital miss.
Interesting. Stock options in your company?
Hit.
What about side gigs, a side hustle?
Hit.
Tech events, conferences?
Hit.
What about swag, something we all get at events?
Hit, definitely hit.
End of year bonuses?
Hits.
Interesting. And finally, multiple screen setup in your home office?
Double hit. Most definitely hit. Yeah.
Interesting. That has been really interesting. Thank you so much, Chitwa, for being our guest today and for chatting with us. We definitely loved engaging with you. And for those who are listening in, would you like to see your favorite techie join us? If that's the case, remember to drop your suggestions on the comment section below. And don't forget to engage with us on social media. We definitely want to hear from you using the hashtag Chats with Andela. See you next time.